Hello, and welcome to the Cookbook Circle podcast. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Victoria.
And we've set out to review the UK's most popular cookbooks, those that you probably have at home and haven't opened in a while. We take one cookbook each episode to cook from and to stress test, digging out their best recipes, bringing them to life again, and hopefully inspiring you to do so too. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Cookbook Circle.
MINISODE.
First minisode. What is a minisode?
Well, we're just desperate to do more episodes, but less cooking. So it's a good way to have a non-structured chat about something that we've been touched by.
Touched by. How very appropriate for what we're about to talk about. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go a bit freestyle with this one, aren't we? We're not going to rate for a few reasons that will become clear.
Yeah.
But mostly because we're breezy. This is informal.
Yeah, we're totally chill. We're one of those cool girls that are just so chill.
Only cooked one dish because, that's just us. We're just breezy.
Yeah. For future minisodes, who knows how it will go. But yeah, I think we won't rate, but we may recommend.
Or not.
Or not. Bear with us, lads. See how we go.
It's not a Michelin star, but it's in the guide. So, what are we talking about today, Vic?
Well, we are talking about the culinary masterpiece that you probably have all heard of. May even be on Saturday Kitchen this weekend. The cookbook entitled Cook to Bang. Yeah, you heard that correct? Cook to Bang. The genesis of this minisode was I saw this book whilst buying a different cookbook for the serious episodes of the podcast.
So serious. Really serious.
And I sent it to Hannah and I was like, hey, we should do this. And then we put it on Instagram and you all wanted to hear about it. So your wish is our command. God help us.
Except we didn't buy the book because firstly, we didn't want that in our Amazon history.
No.
Secondly, we probably don't want to give this dude our money, to be honest.
He's already getting too much of our time.
So we're cooking from the website, which we do recommend visiting, cooktobang.com, lest you forget. Excellent graphic design. In the header, the words cook to bang are laid out in a series of items. The two, for example, is a corkscrew and a condom.
I mean, you've got to respect that design. The B in bang is a bra. So in answer to the questions you're all thinking about right now, yes, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's about cooking to try and fornicate.
We should, at this point, put a heavy disclaimer / warning in for anyone of a sensitive nature who perhaps doesn't like talking about absolute filth, because there is much to discuss on this website. There's a lot of filthy names. There's a lot of sexual references, let's just say. So if you're not okay with that, sorry.
Also, it's not, I don't know how much we'll get into some of the copy on this website, but it's not particularly generous to women or anyone really, apart from, straight white men. It's basically all for them. Yeah, maybe don't listen with your kids or if you just don't want to be enraged about this, because it's quite the find.
So the purpose of this website, or his mission, let's say, is that he thinks food and sex have been linked since the dawn of civilization. Neanderthals instinctually knew the importance of cooking for their lovers. So he thinks everyone should cook to bang because 1, it's cheaper than a restaurant. 2, they're already in your home. And 3, your dessert.
That is the worst, honestly, the worst thing I've ever read. I mean, until we get to some of the names of the dishes. Honestly, your dessert. Wow, could you sound any worse? I also like his little blurb of when introducing the book, when the book comes out. It says, during those brief interludes when I wasn't cooking or banging, I wrote a book. The Cook to Bang book is neither a cookbook nor a seduction guide. It is a lifestyle. Now you can own your own copy to read like Gideon's Bible. So, yeah, I guess you should pick it up.
So the man behind Cook to Bang, he's referenced only on the website as Le Chef, and he talks about, which is very generous, there's like a mysterious photo of him behind some steam, so you can only see a couple of hairy little arms. And he gives a bit of a bio about growing up, and he actually worked as a professional chef, which will become surprising to most when you start talking about the recipes. Yeah, that was fascinating. But then he moved into entertainment, and he's worked for Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, stuff like this. And I think he must be quite well connected, because he's got reviews in he's got mentions, let's say, on New York Magazine and Huffington Post and stuff like that. For the worst fucking website I've ever seen, he's got some serious press going on, which just shows you content is king.
And who said yes to publishing this? Like we said, we don't have the book, and we're going to flick between what we can see of the book and the website, but mostly the website. But I saw the contents of the book on Amazon Books. You can get it in. On the website, the sections in the recipes are absolutely obscene, and we'll get to that. But the contents I thought would maybe match up in the book, but they don't. They're maybe even worse.
Oh God, how?
So there's 14 chapters. Number 3 is called The Cook to Bang War Room. I don't know what that means. Number 7, which is very disturbing, is sexual profiling.
Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah. And then number 14, the last one, just before the afterword, which, I'm quite sad that I can't read, is called Cook to Bang Testes Moan Eels.
Oh God, this seems like a good segue for how the sections break down on the website and the ridiculous recipe names. We should say, actually, that he hasn't posted in about 5 years. I think the last recipe was 2016.
Right. The book came out in 2010, right?
Okay, yeah.
I still think that's too late for some of this stuff, but
here we are.
So I don't know what the fuck people were thinking. But anyway.
So the most recent recipe was called The Tower of Sweet Tater Temptation, which is actually pretty PG compared to some of the other ones. There is some very unacceptable terms used that are not favorable to women throughout here. But a couple that I liked that, thought were almost cute were the bedroom scuffle truffle fries, get lucky latkes.
Yeah.
Stroke my bananas Foster. I didn't think that was cute, but I did think it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, really cute.
O-faced oatmeal. There's a lot in here.
Yeah. Some of them are quite good and some of them are terrible. He's obviously started with the puns and worked backwards in terms of the recipes. But my favorite section is, in terms of puns, is the morning wood section on the website, which is breakfast, if you hadn't guessed that already. And there's an egg section with 4 different egg recipes. And I'm going to read them to you now. And I'm really sorry. The first one is egg mukbangin. And I think that's his take on an egg McMuffin. The egg McHippie, which I think is a vegetarian one. And I might read some of the blurb to that recipe to you in a minute. Eggs Begadick. Which I think you can guess is the Benedict. And then his piece de resistance, which this is when I just wanted to walk away, I wanted to get off the ride that is life. That's not a pun. His take on eggs Florentine, which on this website is eggs Horrentine.
Yeah, that was the one that got me.
We're loving life. He doesn't have very much respect for vegetarians.
Or women.
Or women at all. But women vegetarians, you've got no chance.
I found an interview with him because his name, although he's mysterious on the website, he had to obviously attach his name to the masterpiece that is the book.
Of course.
And his name is Spencer Walker. And one of the questions that they ask in the interview is that he's been called sexist and misogynistic. And what does he say to that? And he says, it's slanderous poppycock. He took a feminist studies course in college.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He said, I'm turning the whole women belong in the kitchen notion on its head. Men are cooking for their ladies now. How is that a bad thing? And he wraps up with, and the truth is, the real Spencer Walker loves his mother and his sister, has more female than male friends, has been in love, had his heart broken, and once volunteered at a women's shelter. So critics can suck it. I think he solved all the big issues there, actually. Yeah. I think that's all. We just wanted some male friends.
Loves his mum.
Cool.
That's important to know. Because as we know, you can only respect women if you have them in your life. So if you've got a sister or a mum, you're totally absolved of any hating women problems. I'm unsure whether he's ever actually had sex. I'll be honest, based on this, having to put a whole website together to tell people how, basically convince people to sleep with them based on their mediocre cooking skills. Because it's fair to say that, when you're looking at the recipes, they're not special. They're not any different. They've all got a dollar amount, how much they would cost. So, for example, the egg McHippie, the total time taken would be approximately 7 minutes. The projected cost would be $7. And then he gives you a drinking body, which is what you should drink it with. So it says orange juice or not so teeny weeny Bellini. That's his drink. That's from the luscious libations section of the website, I think. I'm lying. It's libation lubrication. Just ignore me. I'm making his puns up for him.
There's a couple of things as well that I think he definitely has a sponsorship with some brand of olive oil, Cala Virgin or something. How apt. Because he links to that in every single recipe, and he keeps pushing fucking salsa on everything as well. And the photographs are some of the worst food photographs I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure we'll share our favorites on the story, but bloody hell, what he lacks in photography skills, I think he makes up for in copywriting skills.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled to hear that he's working for kids' TV shows, because he's obviously got a skill. I'm just looking, I can see any pictures in the book, in the preview of the book, that are any better, but I can't see any pictures. Apart from there's a lot of blurry pictures of like a headless woman in lingerie in the background, and then in the foreground it's like a saucepan.
Lovely. That sounds great. So we did challenge ourselves to cook one thing each. Mm-hmm. Talk us through your thinking, talk us through your experience.
My experience.
Your process.
My process. So I think I opened basically every recipe on this website to try and find something that I actually wanted to cook for me and my husband. And like I said, they're kind of basic. Like there's anything, like any standard like weeknight meal that you'd want to eat, he's got. Basically, I chose something that has a very bad pun, and I'm a bit upset about it because I wanted to be able to like rip him a new one, and I can because it's a bad pun. So I cooked the cashew money chicken. Which, after a bit of Googling, it's a play on the word honey. I think cashew honey chicken is a American Chinese quite popular dish, but I'd never heard of it.
No.
Here's the blurb. Cash money makes our world go round. It's the international language of fuck you, I'm rich. Here at Cook to Bang, we like commerce as much as the next perverted food blog, but the whole spirit of CTB, that's Cook to Bang, comes from the desire to take money out of the dating equation. I just don't feel like there's a lot of dating going on. Food is the great equalizer. Everyone needs to eat. Almost everyone wants to bang. You don't have to bang your lover on 1,000 gold thread count sheets. A sleeping bag over a lazy boy could be just as much fun, and certainly more of an athletic feat. Everyone wins when you cook to bang, and this CTB take on a classic Chinese dish will win you much props and improper propositions. So it was nice. So it's a classic Asian-y tasting chicken dish. So it's got sesame oil, oyster sauce, soy sauce, honey. You mix all that up with some cornstarch and then marinate some chicken. He's used chicken breast here, but I think that's a fool's game. I obviously used thigh. And you soften up some cashews and you just cook it all up together. You cook off the chicken, cook up some onions, mushrooms, and we had it with rice. And it was amazing. It was actually really nice.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's those classic flavors of like Asian-y, delicious honey, soy sauce, spring onions, cashews. I mean, I feel like the cashews didn't really add anything. You could have taken them out and it still would have been delicious. That they add that nice like texture and bit of crunch. But yeah, we served it over rice, and then we had quite a lot left over. So then we had sandwiches the day after with it, and we were eating it and we're like, this would be so good on a sandwich.
Or a sinwich, as he calls it.
A sinwich, yeah. And I asked my husband, I asked him if he'd come on this minisode originally. And he said, my mom listens to your podcast, so no. But here's his one sentence review that I asked him for.
Excellent.
Which was, it was nothing special or extraordinary, but that's what makes it fucking perfect.
Wow.
He's talking about the food, obviously. I feel like I wasn't going to go wrong anyway because it's flavors that we love. So I've changed my whole mind. He's not a terrible person. He's a great chef. He loves women, as we've seen. So end of podcast. Buy the book, lads. I'm joking. What did you cook, Hannah?
Oh, I struggled a little bit. I say this a lot, don't I? I did.
It's veggies.
Well, I was just like, ugh, there's so much like pasta, nothing very inspiring. So I went to the breakfast section, because I thought maybe I could there's a lot in there. I like the little section description that says, congratulations, your date has slept over and you like them enough not to toss them into the street with $5 for cab fare. Keep them coming back for seconds with these breakfast recipes.
Oh, great.
The idea of $5 being tossed at anyone by him just makes me want to fucking die. But anyway, so I made the huevos grande. rancheros.
I almost made this. This was my second choice. I love huevos rancheros. Anyway.
I do too. I really do. I am very hungover, hence my low voice.
I thought this was just your, seductive voice.
My cook to bang voice. Hi, babies.
All of it. Running to your house to eat your huevos rancheros.
In the description for this recipe, he says, I prepared this meal for a senorita of my own who was surprised that a gringo was able to serve up authentic huevos rancheros. They were nearly as tasty as the siesta we took after breakfast. Adios, mi amigos.
Oh my God.
It was a bit shit, to be honest. That's why I was so surprised that yours was nice.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm no expert on authentic Mexican cuisine.
You're not?
No, amigo.
Neither is Spencer Walker, I don't think.
Yeah, well, this is it. He thinks he is. But so you chop an onion, some tomato, you fry them off, and then you add in a handful of coriander at this point, and you cook the coriander like with the onion and tomato. Like I said, not an expert on Mexican food, but that seems really weird, and the coriander just goes to fucking nothing and adds nothing because it's just wilted greens. So that was really weird. And then you just put in a tin of black beans and they kind of cook down for 10 minutes or something, and then you crack in an egg. He says to put cheese on top at the end. You like warm up a tortilla, he served the mix on top of the tortilla, and he put some cheese. It was shit. It was surely there should be some heat or something in there.
So chili.
Absolutely. He doesn't mention any seasoning of any kind. It's quite dry because it's just a tin of black beans and 1.5 tomato. Like, fuck anyone who puts 1.5 tomato in a recipe. Like, just put in 2 small tomatoes or something. Don't be fucking around with half tomatoes. Yeah, it was just really bland. So I chuck loads of sriracha on top of it, and that made it nice. But without that, it would have just been really bleh. So yeah, he doesn't get any props from me. I think he's absolutely shite.
No. Speaking of Mexican recipes, just reminded me of this one recipe that I saw that I almost made just for laughs because it sounds so disgusting. It's called the tequila lime rhyme time pasta. Oh yeah. And the little blurb is in a rhyme, and the second verse of this is, bust out some tangy lime and tequila, your date is sure to touch and feel ya. So rather than whine, bitch, and groan, make pasta so they will moan. And it honestly sounds like the most disgusting pasta ever. So it's spaghetti, of course, Cali virgin olive oil, 2 shots of tequila, half a can of coconut milk, a lime, an onion, a red pepper, and chicken. So I guess it's his take on like a chicken Alfredo, but with coconut milk and tequila. Like, am I going to drink this or eat it? Like, honestly.
Didn't you see a gross one with like mango and sausage or something as well?
Yes, yes. There's one, I forget what it's called, but it's literally a sausage and a slice of mango wrapped in a green and like baked. And his whole thing is, I don't know if it's like a promotion with like a condom company or a safe sex company, but like it's all about like wrapping it up. And that's it. That's the recipe. A sausage, a slice of mango wrapped up.
I found it. It's called Wrap and Stuff That Sausage. It looks absolutely heinous. Oh God, no, it just looks absolutely awful. Ladies will have a fine visual aid that can lead their mind to dirty places.
Oh, yeah, the dirty places is the toilet because you're going to puke up after you've eaten a sausage and a mango together.
How does this man lure people back to his apartment? I don't understand.
He doesn't. This man has never, ever, maybe even spoken to a woman, I'm honest. That's not his mom or sister.
What do you mean? I mean, he's got a recipe called Kiss My Peanut Butter Titties.
I almost made those peanut butter titties. They look like a little filthy ice gem.
Oh my God, you have to make them. Please do.
Bring them to you next time I see you.
So are we recommending that people cook to bang?
No! Absolutely fucking not.
As a website, no, but I mean the concept is pretty sweet. It's just
sweet.
Cooking for someone you love. That's what we're all about.
Manipulate women into your home and then, presume that they'll have sex with you because you cooked a $7 meal. Yeah, it's great. Finish it off with some peanut butter titties.
I just thought he tapped into some of our, our main themes of community, cooking for each other.
Also, I've just seen another recipe, just scrolling it through, called lecherous lemon bars. And I think that just, sums this whole fucking thing up. Look, my thing was delicious. I will link to a better cashew honey chicken recipe.
And I am issuing an open call for anyone with true, authentic knowledge of Mexican cuisine to tell us all the things that are wrong with that recipe, because I can see a few, but I would welcome more critical thinking.
Well, he's unapologetic about it, as we saw in... I sent you one, didn't I? Oh, it's a turkey burger recipe. And he's talking about turkey meat. And he says, my thanks go out to the Native Americans for turning the pilgrims onto this precious bird. And then in brackets, sorry about taking your land and all.
At least he's aware. He's so woke. So is he making the Cookbook Circle guide? Does he get a Cookbook Circle star? He's getting no endorsement whatsoever, nothing.
No, I mean, if you're asking for a call for Huevos Rancheros recipes, I would like to issue a call for any of our listeners that may have this book in their house to an amnesty of it, because I'd like to see it. And obviously hear what you think about it. Has it changed your love life? We're interested.
I mean, I cooked those Huevos Rancheros for myself. I nearly cut the recipe in half. So I can't test their bangability rating because it was me on my own. But I don't think they would have seduced anyone. I don't think I would have won anyone over with that one. Spencer, I think you're all off. It's a no from us.
It's a no from us, lads. But, go and have a look at the website. It's quite the website.
And let us know if you make anything and if you bang someone.
Don't.
But do, just DM me.
Let Hannah know. Also, if you see a book that you think we should do on one of these minisodes? A
minisode, as Nigella would say.
Yeah, let us know. I'm going to suggest to Hannah that we do a book that I found on Amazon the other day, which I think that she'll love, which is the Ratatouille cookbook.
Yes, I would love that.
We can make Remy soup.
I'm down.
Put that on the Cook to Bang website for you.
Okay, thank you for listening.
Bye! Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Cookbook Circle. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, and if you've enjoyed it, please leave us a review as it helps others to find us. You can see how the recipes from this episode turned out on our Instagram, @CookbookCircle. And if you make anything from the books we talk about, please don't forget to tag us. See you next time. Bye!